body of a thrusting, piercing weapon with the English single stick, which instills a cutting and defense of that cutting. Now, unlike foil, the single stick stresses the cutting of heavy military broadswords and sabers. We are now, what would you say? Rather than these little demonstrations, would you like to see a demonstration of foil and then perhaps a bout of single stick? Now, here we have Joe and Hugo's Charles, who will be doing the foil demonstration first. Please note that Joe is a lefty. We burned those in earlier centuries, but we're a little bit more accepting here in the 1800s. So
I'm demonstrating how thin you never quite find the foil.
Yes. At your leisure. Later on, we use the weapons that don't bend. Oh, yes. Well done, well done.
Jolly good.
Well done, well done. Now, has anyone ever accidentally cut themselves with a steak knife? Perhaps a paper cut? Oh, no. Yeah. No. Now, that foil that you saw before were the equivalent of screwdrivers with very sharp points. And there was a piercing weapon, and a little bend in the weapon would mean that that much went into the body. Single stick, on the other hand, is a cutting and slashing weapon. There is a little bit of thrusting. However, note that sticks do not bend. This is an actual bout. There is a league called the Broadsword League. Many of our members, Joe, myself, Richard, and Primos Charles, are members of the Broadsword League, and we do this on a regular basis. Last year, we were quite successful in our team. This is going to be an actual bout. It's to 5 points. Anywhere on the body is a legal target. There is a gentleman's agreement that we will avoid the fork, as we say in the Victorian times. Gentlemen, you can translate at your leisure. So, here we go. Now, ready, gentlemen? Okay. Begin. Oh! Point. Against. Ready. Begin. Round is here. Back up. Back up. I don't want to run the thing. Ready? Begin. 1-0. David's attack to the head was insufficient. It was just a light touch on the mask, not a strong blow. Ready? 2-0. Begin. Oh, well done. And an acknowledgement. 1, 2. And ready? Begin. Oh! He is hit before the counterattack. 2-2. Let's hear an applause for these. Ready? Begin. Insufficient parry. A parry to here rather than here gives you a headache. 3 against, 2 against. Begin. Oh! Attack, parry, possible repose. Did it land? Yes. Yes. 3, 2, 3. After ready. And begin. point. Ready? Begin. Hold. Attack. Parry. Repose. Does it land? No, it does not. Ground is here. 4, 3, ready. Begin. Hold. Attack. Comes in. Joe is doing an attack this way. Point in line. Hits the hand. 4, 4. La belle. The beautiful. Last point. Ready? Begin. Camera, 5, 4. Okay. Part of the Roswell thing is you have to videotape the bouts and then submit them. Next, as I turn on my computer, return and find my glasses. Foils are not the only thing that go wayward when we do demonstrations. So, let's see. Because Victorian men fenced in school, it was assumed that they could defend themselves with a walking stick. Unfortunately, according to Professor D, that was not the case. And he states, it must be understood that the new art of self-defense with a walking stick differs essentially from the single stick or sword play. For a man may be a champion in the use of a sword or single stick and yet be quite unable to put a walking stick to any effective use as a weapon of defense. The simple and sufficient reason to account for this is that both the single stick and sword play, a cut is always taken up on the hilt of the weapon. You notice that when David and Joe were doing the bout, there were attacks to the head. The blade slid down and hit the guard. When you use a walking stick, either the historical walking stick or a steampunk walking stick, you usually do not have a guard. And it will slide down and smack your knuckles. And you'll go, ow, and drop your weapon. Remember we talked about getting cut with a steak knife? Have you ever hit yourself in the hand? Ouch. So, Professor Vignay is talking about using the stick as a means of self-defense. It was necessary to devise a system by which one can guard a blow in such a way as to cause the stick to slide away from the hand instead of toward it, thus negating the risk of being disarmed by a hit upon the fingers. Now, Joe and I are going to demonstrate, I'll put my glasses back, the cuts of the system. Which cane do you have, sir? Now, this is a rubber ball head. What did the previous lecture talk about? This was made out of silver or brass. Okay? This is a wooden training weapon. The head is wood. Joe is left-handed, so I'm going to go left-handed. All right? Yeah, you know. Please take your guard. Point it toward me. Very good. Notice that if I come forward, I'm going to get a piece of wood in my eye. This is the front guard, the forward guard. The attacks are an attack to the inside knee. I want to take this heavy metal cane and take out his kneecap. Anybody remember a sporting event where that happened? And he doesn't want me to hit him in the knee. Therefore, I'm going to bring my left foot forward and strike him in the knee, and he is going to defend his inside knee. I want to hit him on the other side, the outside knee, to the flank, the rib cage, to the other rib cage. Now, here's where Bartitsu differs from saber. A regular saber cut is simply a strike like so. Or I want to strike him in the forehead with an edged weapon. Bartitsu, I swing my foot around, come up and over, and I'm trying to hit him where the top of his pith helmet would be. That button, you know, in the human skull with the last piece that fuses, that's the part that we're trying to hit with a large metal ball. And he defends. and it slides away from his fingers. And then I come around and I want to strike him on the other side. And it falls away. And then I say, well, I'll just bayonet him. And his defense is, I'm out of here. And then there's something behind me. So, those are the cuts and defenses of the cane. Up next, as I get my glasses and wake up the computer. Scroll down, my apologies. We now are going to do a series of techniques. David, do you wish to do the lonely country carrying a light switch and the light kick out, or we'll skip that today? Let's skip that today. Okay, and let's do that. As it has been observed, women have taken to walking about town and other areas unescorted. In this format, Bartitsu can be used with a woman's umbrella or parasol. Here we have Kim defending against David and Richard.
Are you in the wrong neighborhood, honey?
And she may deliver them as she sees fit. Now it must be noted that that middle technique, where Kim's kneecap came up into the nose, must be practiced very carefully. Martin Wright indicates that many teeth and nose can be broken when you practice that. Right, Jill? Right, very good. Next up, let's see here. Head Perry replied with a, oh, are we doing the splits?
No, that was
No, we are skipping that as well. Very good. Now we have myself and David showing some cane techniques. So instead of smashing somebody's cranium or kneecap, we have the ability to take people down and take care of the situation without breaking any of their bones. Oh, yes. But it may be your drunken nephew that you simply have to put down for a moment. Your wife gets very upset when when they're hurt that way. At least mine is. Okay. So David will attack me. And then I belabor him as I see fit. Alright? Now, you've heard of flash mobs? There are times when you are surrounded by a bunch of people. One of them attacks your head, and you put this between here and go down. And now you have two to belabor them as you see fit. It's a temporary issue as opposed to a break of the cranium.
So, Tom?
Back when there was no anesthesia or antibiotics.
Tom, I noticed that you're grabbing his arm as you come in. Is there anything special that you're doing, or are you just locking it under your forward arm?
What I am doing specifically, if you give me the headshot again, is here I'm stepping out of the way. I don't want to be where his stick is going to land, so I step out of the way. A bust is coming, so I'm going to step out of the way. But I also, if I step out of the way, go ahead and hit me in the head, and I'm going to step and I can go like so. Now, that's just in case I miss my parry. But if I get my parry, my block, okay? Now, I've got his wrist, okay? And then I smash his foot, okay? Then I go between his legs, and then I grab his thumb, and as he goes down, I have his thumb, and I can simply remove his cane. So it is a part of a disarm. It's one of the subtler components. Would you like to see that again? Actually, you're simply releasing because